Cole, you're muted.
I know.
Yoo-hoo. Ah,
I'm muted by the voice for God.
oh, lovely.
Oh my goodness. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Lesson 49. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. God's voice speaks to me. Just close your eyes. Dive deep down in your mind. Mm. Mm. God's voice speaks to me. Mm. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. Mm.
God's voice speaks to me all through the day. It is quite possible to listen to God's voice all through the day without interrupting your regular activities in any way. The part of your mind in which truth abides is in constant communication with God, whether you are aware of it or not. It is the other part of your mind that functions in the world and obeys the world's laws. It is this part that is constantly distracted, disorganized, and highly uncertain.
The part that is listening to the voice of God is calm, always at rest, and wholly certain. It is really the only part there is. The other part is a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. Try today not to listen to it. Try to identify with the part of your mind where stillness and peace reign forever. Try to hear God's voice call you lovingly, reminding you that your Creator has not forgotten his Son.
I need to listen that part again. I need to hear that part again. The part that is listening to the voice for God is called always at rest and wholly certain. It is really the only part there is. The other part is a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. Try today not to listen to it. Try to identify with the part of your mind where stillness and peace reign forever. In this moment, in this instant, try to hear God's voice call to you lovingly, reminding you that your Creator has not forgotten His Son.
You're on mute, Cole.
I am. I'm reading here beautifully, diving in. My goodness. All for myself. We will need at least 4 5-minute practice periods and more if possible. We'll try actually to hear the voice reminding you of God and of yourself. We'll approach this happiest and holiest of thoughts with confidence, knowing that in doing so, we are joining our will with the will of God. He wants you to hear his voice. He gave it to you to be heard. He gave it to you to be heard. So let's dive into this. So if you can dive into the quietest place, let yourself be taken there. You don't know how to get there. And even if you already know, there is always the next level of this depth. Just let yourself be taken in a part of you that's a perfect peace. So can you allow yourself to be perfectly peaceful? Just say yes. The voice will take you there. A stillness where nothing moves, yet it's all alive. Step back and let the voice take you. All you have to say is yes. Just don't expect words. Well, God does not speak in words. God does not know words. Voice for God is an experience of unspeakable love. Listen with your heart, not your head. Listen with your will, with your feeling self. You want to feel the love of God within you. And then begin to give it. Say to everyone, I offer perfect peace. You got to give it to have it. To everyone, I offer perfect peace. To the whole sonship. To everyone, I offer deep silence. To everyone, I offer the love of God within. And to everyone, I offer the kingdom of heaven. Because only by giving it will you recognize it. Mm. Listen in deep silence. Be very, very still. Open your mind, open your heart. Just keep going past all the raucous shrieks and sick imaginings that cover your real thoughts and obscure your eternal link with God. Sink deep into the peace that awaits for you beyond the frantic riot of thoughts and sounds and sights of this insane world. Oh, you don't really live here. We're trying to reach your real home. We're trying to reach the place where you are truly welcome. We're trying to reach God. Now completely stop trying. No effort at all. And you say, God, take me home. However, do not forget to repeat today's idea very frequently. Do so with your eyes open when necessary, but closed when possible. And be sure that you sit quietly and repeat the idea for today slowly, whenever you can, closing your eyes on the world and realizing that you're inviting God's voice to speak to you. Beautiful. Mm. Mm. Ta-da. Thank you, darlings. It's so beautiful. Look at the stillness in the room. Mm. Thank you. So today's Sunday here, Saturday wherever you are. Today we usually hang around and having a little catch up. If you feel like it, if not, you can go and we'll see you in 24 hours. But if you feel like hanging around for a while, maybe share. How did you go today with this lesson? Yeah? Oh, that was a goodbye. Mm.
Are we speaking about yesterday's lesson? Well, today's lesson. There's nothing to fear. Is that what you're referring to?
Oh, that was yesterday's lesson.
Okay. Oh, I thought we were discussing what the experience was. Okay.
Oh, you can, if you have an experience with nothing, there is nothing to fear, go ahead. Just we can share about any lessons, or also to ask any kind of like discuss any kind of things that challenge us with these lessons. That this is just like an open forum to bring up anything.
So I just wanted to comment on the beautiful process that you're taken through with the lessons, and yesterday's lesson, which I obviously applied today because I'm a different time zone, but anyway, is really discerning the thoughts, looking at the illusions, understanding, not understanding with the mind though, that nothing is true. The illusions are not true, so there's nothing to fear.
Mm.
And I mean, going on today's lesson, God's voice speaks to me all through the day, and I practice that, where I just kept on silencing my mind. When thoughts would come up, I'd like realize, where's that coming from? Go back to stillness. So it's just a beautiful way of playing with the daily lessons and seeing how it applies to this self and how I am dissolving. I don't know if that's the best way of explaining, but okay, that's my way.
When the mind is rambling, you know, how many of you guys experience mind rambling all through the day? Anyone? Yes, beautiful. My mind rambles all through the day. True? Yes. Now, when you experience the atonement, right? What happens is that your will returns. And your will is that part of you that feels the love of God within you. It's a feeling thing. Experience of God is not a mind thing. Mind just blows open. And then you feel the love of God within you. That's why we call this seek only the experience. Now, I get you to do something. When your mind is rambling, notice how you're feeling, and you will notice that you are pushing away the part of you that feels. Because if you look up dictionary, word mind, the definition of the word is the part of you that thinks and feels. It doesn't mean because it says think is first and feels is second, that feel is secondary. It's an absolute, when there is a unity between thought and a feeling, it will birth your heart. Yeah, birth your heart. And your mind will stop chatting. It's gonna be doing, it stops this crazy thinking. So when your mind is rambling, just pause for a moment and notice that you are pushing feeling away from you. It's very subtle, but it's just like slight deflection, just a slight deflection. When you do that, you lose your ground, you lose your foundation, you lose your God in you, right? Because it's all part of you, or it's all one. Yeah? So once you become one with the feeling, your mind will stop naturally, absolutely naturally. So trying to stop thinking is working very hard, because you're pushing away your ground, and then you're trying to, that's causing the disconnection. And I know this sounds a bit technical, but it absolutely is so. Absolutely is so. So can you feel yourself and notice whether you're embracing that self fully, or is there a slight, I don't want this? Because right there is a split. I don't want this. Now there is two, you, the good one, and that bad thing. Yeah, but that's eating from the tree of a good and evil, because you're dividing into two. You want to embrace everything and become one, which is then real oneness, not just this oneness. This is just an idea in my mind, and it's all in the head. So apologies for my elaborate structures here, but that's the key. And you only have to try it, is to allow yourself to feel, and you will see that your mind will begin to calm down. Your mind will begin to vanish as you know it, and your heart begins to be born. That's the birth of Christ. That's the second coming. Your heart suddenly goes boom, because your heart cannot function without the will. It cannot be sustained. holy instant, but you're not living in a holy constant. You see? And yeah, and feeling is that which, I mean, this course is all about slowing it down. It's slow you down, just to slow you down, yeah, the frequency of when you feel your whole self. Make sense? And actually then giving the feeling is what the real sharing is. Like, you know how the Course says, you share by giving things away. Well, you got to feel it. Just notice that he always says to us, slowly repeat the lesson to yourself. Slowly, slowly. Why? Because when you're slow, you feel more. Yeah? Feeling is a slow realm. Kingdom of heaven is not in a rush. Beautiful. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mm. Mhm. Kind of believes us speechless, doesn't it? Because you begin to feel, right? Your mind just settles down and goes, oh, I can relax now. I don't have to figure this thing out. And it's funny how he uses the word try. Yeah.
Yeah.
He says the word
Yeah.
try. He keeps saying, try this, try this, try this. You know what? You will fail. Because trying is dying. But it's perfectly done because he wants you to try this incredible lesson. You will just keep trying and trying and trying. And finally you say, fuck, I can't get there. And that's the surrender. That's when you give up any kind of effort. So this is so perfectly designed, like seeing the most exquisite design. Like when you see the Course, from that place to which the Course is leading you to, you see all the amazing technology he uses, like this, the language he uses it to dislodge you from the structure, dislodge your mind from its fixed position. Yeah. And I say one thing, and it's a bit like a technique, but you know, there's one thing. Every time you get in touch with the voice for God, it will smile you. You cannot get connected. I mean, you know, you might notice some of us sometimes just crack up laughing. Yeah, because that connection just brings so much joy in us. So here is the trick. Sometimes it works that way, and sometimes you can just find a genuine smile within yourself. So you can just find this little smile inside you. Yeah. Just imagine your heart is a little baby and just go, Stooky, you do snooky. And it puts a smile on your face. And that's kind of quite genuine, right? It's not fake. That's the same kind of smile that when this child of God is born in you, it's the same thing. It just smiles you. So seriousness is a habit, like an ego is a habit of repeating itself. So actually, to put a little smile on will remind and draw back also the kingdom of heaven to you. And the next step is to give it. Did you see what I did today? I actually applied lesson 108. Because what you want to get is what you give. but you got to feel it first. Yeah. You got to feel what you give. And then you begin to give that feeling, because at the end of it, it is all about feeling. You want to feel the love of God within you now. Yeah. It's not, it doesn't say, I think the love of God within me now. Yeah. It's, I feel it. But our feelings are deadened by constant attack upon them. Because you think you have good feelings and bad feelings, and you embrace the good feelings, and you attack the negative feelings, right? But you are the one who condemned negative feelings to be in hell. Yeah.
In my own experience, the union of two thoughts become one, and that's the end. Like God's voice and I, God's voice and I, two thoughts become one.
Yeah.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Feel it.
And when you feel it, that's what sustains. Feeling is like a candle, you know, it just keeps burning.
Yes.
That's why they use
like
constantly supplies you with this exquisite, yes, exactly, Ruben. I can feel you, brother. That's beautiful, right? And when we begin to feel, when you truly begin to feel, because we have these false feelings, guys. And when you live in those, there is no man's land. There is this crazy world around us. But when you get to your real feelings, we have real thoughts, we also have real feelings. And when those come, that will just melt you. Like, you know, you can see it. Like Ruben's having an experience. He's not just sitting there going, well, let me think about that, right? It's an experience. And Jesus says, of course, seek only the experience. And do not let theology of the Course in Miracles screw up with your mind. It's not about learning something from the Course and then blabbering it all out, misquoting it in a different places. It's about having an experience. Teach only love is like you have this experience, then you walk it. You give it. You ooze it. Yeah. Beautiful. I feel the love of God within me. I feel the voice for God. Like the voice is not actually something that goes blah, blah, blah. Mm. Yeah. Thank you, Robin.
Lovely day, everyone, or evening.
Yes. You too. May the God's voice speak to you all through the day. All right, darling. Shall we leave it at that, or is there anything else?
Carol, I'd like to ask a question. I can't quite put it into words, but I can try.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I am autistic.
Say it again.
I'm autistic.
Yeah, that's good.
And yeah, it is. But what I realized, like, so I'm still learning. It's actually about the ego functions differently in an autistic person. So I didn't used to, but I used to be very traumatized and very not well. Now I'm very well and not traumatized. But I think I naturally live in my heart.
Yes, you are. I can feel it.
So when I step, you can feel it, yeah? Yeah. So when I step out into the world,
yeah,
it's very confusing indeed because I don't understand it.
Yes.
If
Yes.
someone wants to talk about, sorry,
Well, it is not understandable because this world is like kind of created on most of these people are completely disconnected from their heart and from their will. So it is a mad world. That's why we have wars. Have you ever heard of
yeah,
heart going to a war?
that's insane.
Yeah, that's why it's insane. So you will meet this everywhere, but I tell you, and this is where the feeling kicks in. Because when you begin to at one with your feelings, so let's say you go in the world out there, something triggers you, right? Yeah? Is that what you're saying?
The
Like
thing,
world and
like
something
what's
in the world.
what's what's happened a lot in my life is I've been like bullied a lot and like quite abused quite a lot.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like sexual abuse. I don't mean that, but because I haven't understood. I just don't understand. I don't understand the ego dance, and I've needed to get enough of a healthy personality to be healthy, right? Because I didn't used to be.
Mm.
But it's because I'm living here
Mhm.
and I don't know how to do that game that a lot of people are playing here.
Yes.
Yeah,
And so you just bring that heart into every situation. You go into the world, do what Jesus did, you know, goes into the insane world and say, hey guys, remember God? Oh, good. See you later.
Mm.
yeah,
Just give the love you are. You just give it. You just give it. You just ooze it.
yeah,
And there are places where it's insane, and you know, your heart and your feeling will tell you, hey, this is not the right place for you right now. But you are guided all the time.
Yeah.
So you bring the love into every situation. But if something triggers you, you got to have a look, what is the feeling that's arising? And then notice your relationship to this feeling. And you will see
yeah,
that you don't relate to that feeling very well. And you got to heal that. That's forgiveness. You
yeah,
got to forgive
yeah,
the feeling in you. Once
yeah,
forgiven, which means fully embraced, accepted, and evolved, yeah,
yeah,
you become one, and you
yeah,
no longer draw to yourself this crazy world. You will get a reflections of the healed feeling. You will find yourself in a peaceful world.
yeah. Thank you. It's
Mhm.
going really, really well. I just realized recently, like, there's a little boy in my community, and he's just like this ray of perfect love.
Mhm.
And I saw a context. I asked, what is his design? Because he wasn't there. And I know this is all just linguistics for understanding different people, but
Mhm.
his friends said, "Oh, he's autistic," and I said, "I knew he's just pure love."
Yes, pure love. And feel that. See, as soon as you went there, I could feel you all the way to Australia, right? Can you feel that feeling that just kicked in? Yeah?
Mm.
Feel that more. Let's just forget this and let's begin to communicate with feelings. So feel that feeling more and just allow it more. And don't explain it, don't try to describe it, just feel it and feel it even more.
Yeah.
And then even more, like
So
step
try
back.
to forget my head.
That again.
Try to forget my head.
Yeah, don't even worry about your head. Just let yourself to feel and give that feeling and just give that feeling. But, yeah, you don't have to try the head. You just do, instead of head, you do something else. Yeah, you allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to feel more, and then even more. And then fill the whole room you're in with the feeling. See how it goes outside you? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
flood it so much.
Mm.
And open the windows and flood the whole shire you're living in. Just flood.
Mm.
Give the feeling away. Give it. The more you give it, more you have it. More you have it, more you give it, and keep flooding Then not even Noah's Ark will help anybody. Flood the whole world with this love you are, because you are the love. And just keep flooding, keep flooding, keep flooding. This is the most beautiful, radiant self of you that just does that. That's what the flood really means. It's deeply, deeply, profoundly emotional, but not frantic emotional. It's a deep feeling.
Touched, emotional.
And give that more time to express than your mind. It basically said, I'm just not going to talk from now on. It's going to ooze, because if you don't ooze, you lose. You know, you want to be an oozer. It's how you heal the world. Wherever you walk in, you go, darlings, what a beautiful dress. And then you're just oozing the love. You don't discuss Course in Miracles.
No, I do that everywhere I go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. Like you're oozing it, sweetheart, you know? Yeah. That's the end of, this is the end of the Course in Miracles. You basically become an oozer.
Thank you.
Yeah. You graduated. Congratulations. How many graduates? You know, Jesus said, throw the book away. Could you? Could you just throw it away? Oh no, not my Course in Miracles. Yeah. But you got to feel it, guys. Can you feel it? It's time to feel it now, yeah? Yeah. Let's feel it more. Let's actually, because we always go like, oh, let me not show my feelings. Let me not. No, let's feel it. Give it to the world. The more you give, the more you have. Just ooze it. And guess what? There's no effort. You ooze, it goes on its own. Just, it goes. Like you let the will of God in you out of its prison, out of its rejection. You know? Forget forgiving brothers. That's a nonsense. That's just a little try. The brother is triggering you. Why? Because there's something. Where does your brother trigger you? In your gut, right? That's why you want to forgive him, because you don't want to feel this shit. Oh, let me forgive him so I don't have to feel this. No. The brother is your gift. The world is your gift until the world disappears, really. And so it disappears when you begin to feel, you know, you feel what it's triggering. You got to find the exact feeling of the trigger. And then notice where is that in you. You will not want to know that part of you because that's the part that needs healing, right? You see? And then you hate that feeling, and then you begin to heal that. You got to feel, you got to heal the relationship to your feeling self. And once you one with your feeling, oh my God, that's the real oneness. You can't just disconnect from your will and go like, I am one with God, you know, like this masturbation kind of thing, you know. My mind is one with God and I'm very holy. That's bullshit. Like holiness, you can't talk about it. Like it turns your brain off. And you, instead of thinking, you become present. And that's what the presence of God is when you are present. Yeah. You become present, you become an oozer. That's why lesson 108 is so powerful, because it actually allows you to see. I did it in my mind for so long. To everyone I offer peace, to everyone I offer love, to everyone I offer this. And I was just like, yeah, it's lovely. But one day I felt the feeling. Felt the feeling of like, oh. And you can even go to everyone I offer frustration. And so what you do then You're no longer hiding it, you're giving it away. And when you do, the light comes to it. And it begins to heal you from the bottom up. Yeah. You will feel, sometimes people say, oh my God, I can feel it all the way down. Yes, that's where it is. Yeah, you will feel it in your legs. You will feel it in your hips. It's not a dissociation. It's not going up and out. No, it's going in and out. What did it say 2 days ago in the lesson? It said, go past all your thoughts, down deep, down below into the kingdom of heaven. Where is the kingdom? Deep down. It's not up. God is not up there. This is the biggest giveaway of teachers of God. It goes like, and then you give it to God. I'm like, yeah, right. The one that lives in the clouds. Exactly. Oh. Yeah. The feeling is the secret. This is a course in miracles, a course in feeling, because it dislodges your thinking, insane thoughts, and the feelings begin to flow again because there's nobody upstairs controlling them. Like this whole world does, you know. You start weeping and you begin to apologize. Don't apologize. Be your whole self, yeah. Anyway, a bit of a ramble.
I'm really grateful.
Just to reinforce what you say, Cole, yeah, feeling is the secret.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was totally depressed for years and years and years.
Yes.
And suddenly, Dr. Wendier asked me, Ruben, are you a body with a spirit? Or are you a spirit with a body? Boom! I start to feel the spirit. And I'm like, I am a spirit. I am a spirit. And the feeling, just saying those words.
Mm.
And like you say, I told the spirit, hey, I do not know you. It feels good. I want to know you. I know this guy. I know the body, but I do not know you. I want to have a relation with you. And that was the big key. Just feeling. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Feeling is the secret. The healed mind is the mind that's connected to its own feeling self and fully embraced it and resurrected it. So instead of nailing the feelings to the cross, you kiss them. Yeah? It's like, think of your worst feeling in your life. What's your worst feeling? Just find your worst nightmare. What's your feeling you fucking absolutely hate? You go on? And then go.
Like the desolation of being in. Sorry, that's an explanation.
Just feel the feeling. Don't describe it. Just feel it. Just feel the feeling. That's it. Just feel the feeling. Feel it. And then go, Snooky Boo. Hey, darling. Yeah. It's like, oh, sweetheart, there you are. I see you. You're drowning in rejection of my mind. And kiss it. Do you remember the story of a frog, princess and a frog? That's what that is. You just kiss. You kiss that feeling, and it will turn. If you're a woman, it'll turn into a prince. If you're a man, it'll be like you will have this princess with you. You will never want to leave her ever. Yeah? You kiss the feelings, you love the feelings to smithereens. And there is the voice for God speaking to you all through the day, because it's just oozing, you know. It's not a sentence of some kind. Voice for God is not a sentence. It's not gonna be perceptually explaining to you the wisdom of ages, you know. It's a feeling experience of absolute oneness. But if you reject one feeling, you rejected all feeling, because you rejected the will of God in you. In my language, in Slovakian language, God is like the masculine, the word, but his will is feminine, or his love is feminine. Yeah, it's actually a feeling thing. And that's so perfectly so. So once you kiss all your feelings, you are kissing this part of you that is the will of God. And then will of God will turn into what it's truly supposed to be. And that's where all the gifts of God are. And that will bless you eternally. But it's got to happen in you. Like you can listen about it, but once it happens in you, it's like, oh my God. That's the at-one-ment. You become one with your whole self. Your spirit and the will in you, because you're the same as God. God is God and his will. Yeah. You are God and you have your will. And if you don't give it, you choke on it. So that's why giving and receiving is the last. It's the last. And will last forever. Anyway. Sound like a preacher today, but hey.
Is this this is recorded, yeah?
Yes.
Great, thank you.
Yes, darlings. Well,
So grateful.
so grateful. I'm already looking forward to tomorrow's lesson.
Well, thank you, Cole. Yes, listening to the recorder. It's like being in Course of Miracles group all day.
Yes.
There is no separation.
And when I do those things, when I do those recordings, why do you think I'm speaking so slowly? Because feelings are slow. They're not rambling.
Yes.
They're not fast like the mind is. Mind is like high frequency. Feelings are like woo.
Wow.
Each word.
Well, here in Tennessee, your feelings are here. They're expanding because they're here with me and I expanded. There is cold. There is cold. Feel it. Feel it. You are everywhere through us.
That's beautiful.
And you, same for me. It's the same thing. You are the light of the world, guys. You're it. There is
Love is
out there, and only you can be accomplished. There is no one else to be accomplished, only you. And you are the light of the world. And if you give that, you got to feel the light of the world in you, and then you give it. Actually, you don't even have to give it, because when you feel it, it begins to
You
give.
are doing it.
Yes, it begins to give of itself. That's
The
what.
natural radiance. It just emanates.
Yes, become an oozer.
To be an
This is how
oozer. You
we're
darling.
going to call each other like, hello, Uzer.
Yes. When you're a loser, you can't be a loser.
No.
All right, sweethearts. Thanks for
Love you all so much.
Yeah.
So grateful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all.
Massive great light hug.
Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
bye.
Love you all.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So blessed.
So much love. Thank you so much.
You.
Yes, you have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Ciao.